Hello everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel Globex Immigration. And today we are going to have a live session on LMIAs, and we are going to discuss many things related to LMIA, including the latest updates. So let me make my Instagram channel live as well. And now we are going to discuss about LMIAs. So it is really a great topic in terms of there are so much of confusion. Many people want to go for work permits, but they don't have clear idea about LMIAs, and there is a lot of confusion related to LMIAs as well. So today we are going to discuss about all those confusions, all those issues, latest updates, etc. Sorry, latest updates, etc. So that when we get to know about everything, then only we will be able to take good decisions about LMIA. Just wait for a second. Give me a second before starting. Okay, so got it. Okay, so we are live. Okay, so first of all, what is the latest update? So this update came a few months back, but there is a lot of confusion. What is the validity and what is the length or period of LMIA? So first of all, earlier the validity of LMIA was 6 months, then it got increased to 18 months, then it got decreased to 12 months, now it decreased to 6 months back. So there is a difference between period of LMIA and validity of LMIA. Validity of LMIA means for how long LMIA is valid. So suppose you get your LMIA issued today. Suppose you get it issued today on your name or without any name. In that case, validity starts. You can issue this LMIA to anyone within 6 months, or this LMIA can be used for 6 months in next 6 months. So that is the validity of LMIA. For example, if you get any LMIA for suppose salesman, so suppose you have LMIA for cashier. If you have that LMIA available for with you today, that LMIA can be used to give it to someone for next 6 months. So it can be without name, it can be with name, or if you want to change the name, you can change the name as well, but validity is going to be for 6 months. So that is the validity of LMIA. That is not the period of LMIA. Using that LMIA, you are going to get a work permit of 2 years to 3 years. Usually in most cases it is of 2 years. So whenever you are trying to get work permit through any LMIA, you get the work permit of 2 to 3 years. Usually it is of 2 years. So that period is not decreased. The validity of the LMIA is decreased. Earlier also pre-COVID era, it was 6 months. After COVID, now COVID is resolved, all the issues are resolved. Now also it is 6 months. So that period is not decreased. Period is just 2 years. Validity is decreased. It is 6 months. So you can, if you have an LMIA issued, you are the employer in Canada. Suppose you are the employer and you have that LMIA issued. If that is the scenario, in that case, you can use it for next 6 months. If you are not going to use it for next 6 months, it is going to be left. You won't be able to use it for to give it to anyone after 6 months. So there will be issue if you are going to give it to someone, even if it is under processing, and if 6 months are over, in that case it will not of any use. So as soon as you get your LMIA issued, after that you should give it to someone as soon as possible, so that the entire work permit processing happened during this entire period. If someone is already in Canada, you can give it to that person as well, and that person can go to border and get the work permit on the spot, on the same day. So there is confusion between this as well. One confusion was between the period of LMIA versus, one is period of LMIA, which is 2 years, 2 to 3 years. We have already cleared it. And period versus validity. So validity is 6 months. Period of LMIA is 2 to 3 years. So don't get confused between period and validity. Period of work permit is going to be either 2 years or 3 years. Usually it is 2 years. Validity is 6 months. You can use it for 6 months. That is the period versus validity. So this is one confusion. Second is, can you still get your work permit on border? Can you still get your work permit through flag polling? Yes, it is allowed. So there is confusion in this as well. Many people are confusing PG work permits, which are not allowed from now onwards through flag polling. You can't do flag polling. You can't go to border to apply for your PG work permit. That is not allowed. but all the other permits are allowed. So if you want to convert your visa from one visa to another, you can still go to border and you can get your work permit. So you can convert your visitor visa to spouse upon work permit. That is allowed. There is no problem in that. You if you want to convert your visitor visa to closed work permit, you can do that. It is also allowed. PG work permits are not allowed on border, one port of entry. So it is means if you want to do it on border, it is fine. You can go to border and you can still get it until unless IRCC is going to stop it, until unless border agencies are not going to stop it. Till then, you can still get your closed work permit through LMIA on border as well. There is no problem in that. So this is one thing, you can go to border. Other option to apply for closed work permit is online application. For anything inside Canada, outside Canada, you can apply your applications online. There is no problem in that. So no need to worry about if you are not going to get any permit through flag polling. There is no problem in that. You can apply online and you are going to get your permits through online application. There is no problem in this. So even if there is not a single application which is getting processed through flag polling, all the applications can be processed through online application. There is no problem in that. So you will have a solution all the time. Just flag polling is just a quicker way of doing it, because on the same day you are going to get your permit in hand. So it is a quicker way of doing it, but the ultimate solution is online application if flag polling is not working. Because even if you go for flag polling, there is no guarantee that you are going to get permit through flag polling. So it is not guaranteed. So it may happen that even the border officer can say no for your permit, they can deny your permit and they can send you back, and still you need to apply online. Until unless it is emergency, you can't really push them to give you permits on border, on port of entry. So flag polling is not the ultimate solution. This is one of the best solutions, but not the ultimate solution, because they can deny. It is just a request to them that I am having so and so issue, please give me so and so permit, whatever permit you are authorized to get. And with your request, they can accept your request, they can reject your request, but they can give it to you. So for closed work permit as well, it is still allowed to be, you can take it on border, and you can, after getting it on border, you can start working wherever you, from where you are getting your LMI. So this is one thing. So LMI is related to issues where people are getting confused. No need to get confused between validity and period. That is one thing. Second, can you get it through flag polling? Yes, you can get it through flag polling. Third is, there is a recent news that there are many parliamentarians in Canada who want to close LMIS, because they are saying that already there are many people inside Canada. There is no requirement of LMIS, and there is no requirement of calling people from outside Canada to inside Canada through LMIS. So people are able to understand, IRCC is able to understand that it is a pure business where LMIS are getting sold. And when they know that it is a method to enter in Canada, mostly 99% times LMIS are fake. They are sold to outsiders, and people who are entering in Canada, it has become a method to enter in Canada, and those LMIS are not genuinely issued as per the requirement of that employer. And many times there is no job in LMIA, and there is just you are just getting pay stubs, and you just get the salary, you need to return the salary, and there is no job in real. It is just a method to enter in Canada. So everyone is able to understand this. They may not say it openly, or they may not be able to say it openly, but everyone knows about it, that this is the current scenario. So they are saying that they want to close the LMIA system in next 3 years slowly. It is not closed yet, and it is not really clear for whom it is going to be closed. Whether it is going to be closed for people who are outside Canada, physically outside Canada. People who are inside Canada, they may still be able to get LMIS, and it may be closed entirely for everyone. It may be closed for non-priority jobs, and maybe closed for priority jobs. There can be different kind of things in that. So they may keep it for priority jobs, and they may close it for non-priority jobs. So they can do something of this sort as well, or they can make the process bit stringent, or they make the process bit like they already made changes about IRCC already made changes about LMIS, that you cannot have LMIA based work permit people in your company more than 20%. So there is a restriction. If you have 5 people, one can be on LMI, one can be on the work permit which the person got through LMIA. So this can be a scenario. So they are making the rules stricter and stricter for LMIAs as well, so that they cannot be used for someone to bring people from outside Canada, because Canada already has 2.8 million temporary immigrants, and they have target to kind of 1.5 million PRs in next 3 years. So still there are a lot of people left who are temporary in Canada, and they don't require to bring people from outside. So that is the current scenario. So LMIAs can be reduced, number of LMIAs can be reduced in future, and there can be stricter rules on LMIAs as well in future. So are LMIAs finishing? Not immediately, but in future, yes, it can happen that LMIAs may be closing soon. So there could be multiple options to enter in Canada. One of the options is study visa. People are using it aggressively for last few years, and people are reaching Canada through study visa. That is, most number of temporary immigrants reach Canada through study visas. That is one option. Second is LMIAs, through closed work permits they enter in Canada. Third is visitor visa. Visitor visa is actually converted into two things. One is LMIA and LMIA based work permit. Second is study visa, and third is asylum. So many people submit their application for asylum as well, which is not a good which is not in a good situation right now, because many people are submitting LMIA applications, and total number of asylum applications which can be approved are quite less. So right now, for example, 1 lakh people can get asylum in Canada each year, and right now 4 lakh applications are in pool for asylum. So 4 lakh people have submitted their application for asylum, and these many cases are there in the courts, and there can be stricter rules for asylum seekers as well. And 33%, 25% of the total number of applications are finally going to get their asylum approved, and other people may not get their asylum approved. So asylum, earlier it was a good option because most of the people were getting asylum approved. Now, because study visa applicants who are there in Canada as student, they are also submitting their asylum applications. People on work permit also submitting their asylum applications. So many people are there who are submitting their asylum application earlier, who were not submitting the applications for asylum. So right now that is a tricky situation for asylum as well. So asylum is not a really great option. LMIS, slowly they slowly LMIA applications can decrease in future. Allotment of LMIS can also be decreased in future. So it is going to stay as an option, but it is going to be a stricter option for many people. Reason is quite simple. Canada right now wants less number of people to enter in Canada, and whosoever is coming in Canada should be able to enter through the rightful way. Rightful way means they want people to enter in Canada through study visa, so that you spend time in Canada during your study, so that you spend money in Canadian universities and colleges, so that you study good programs through which you can ultimately get PG work permit, settle in a job, and then get your PR as well. So they want people to be the part of Canada in a positive way, rather than become a liability in Canada. So that is the current scenario. So LMIAs right now they are working. There is no problem in that. If you want to apply for LMIA, you need to be really careful in that situation. So one thing is, do not take LMIAs for non-priority professions, because ultimately it is going to lead to PNPs. And if it is going to lead to PNP, if you are not going to get PNP, that LMIA is not going to be of any use for you. So either it should give you direct PR. For example, you can get LMIA or job offer for Alberta Accelerated Tech Pathway Program, or there can be direct PR process for caregivers. You can go for that as well. You can go for hospitality sector, just like physiotherapy or personal support worker, these type of programs as well. So if you are in these type of professions which are high in demand, in that case, ultimately your LMIA work permit, ultimately it is going to lead to PNP. Otherwise, if you are not going to get PNP, the entire amount that you are going to put in your LMIA is going to be wasted. So it is highly recommended to take your LMIA. One, there should be a job available in that. If it is not a real job, in that case you may require to work in cash, and it will become a problem for you, because if you are working in cash, if that then you need to earn to pay the taxes. That is one. That is an additional cost over the LMIA. Second, you are earning in cash, then it means it is illegal first. That is a problem for you. Second, whenever you need to earn, first you need to earn for taxes, and then you need to earn for your survival. So you need to earn the entire money in cash, which is not really easy. So it can become a big trouble for you until unless you get your PR, and the entire process can take up to 2 years. Why up to 2 years? Because 1 year of complete experience, then you will put your file for PNP. Once you put your file for PNP, then a PNP will be approved. It can take 4 to 6 months of time to get your PNP approved, depending upon how many draws are coming. And then after the approval of PNP, you need to put your file for express entry, and next 6 months can be there for express entry. So it is going to be a long struggle for you. If you have no issue financially from your home country, in that case you can go for this kind of system as well, but I do not really recommend to proceed for this type of system. If you have a real job, in that case your problems are sorted. So you are getting a work permit, you are doing a real job, you are earning money. Out of that income, your taxes are getting reduced, and you are getting some money in hand for your survival. If you are married, in that case your spouse is going to get spouse open work permit, and your spouse will be there in Canada, and your spouse will be working full time and earning for the entire family. So ultimately it becomes a good solution for you. If you are married, then it becomes a really good solution for you. If you are not married, still go for a real job, so that you get the money, you get the real job, and you get some cash in hand for your survival even after taxes. So that is highly recommended. So whenever you are going for LMIA, be really careful for what kind of job you are taking for LMIA, so that it can lead to PNP and then PR. Or take something which is giving you direct PR. For example, Alberta Accelerated Tech Pathway is a great program which gets you PR from outside Canada. Otherwise, if your CRS score is approximately 500 and you are outside Canada or inside Canada, you can take an LMIA. You can get 50 points with that, and with that 50 point, your score is going to jump to 550. And in next invitation of express entry, you are going to get invitation, and there is no problem in that as well. So use your LMIA, which ultimately gives you PNP or direct PR. If that is not happening, you should not go for LMIA. That is not going to be an ideal scenario for you. If you know that I'm going to use this LMIA to enter in Canada once, and I am not worried about how I am going to get my PR, I will do something to get my PR. I will take it forward from there onwards. In that case, if you are really sure about it, in that case, no need to be worried about whether your LMIA is getting you PNP or not. But whenever you are spending money on something, ideally you should take the final thing, means what is the final thing you are getting in that. Because if you are spending 35, 40, $50,000 on something, in that case, after getting that LMIA or after getting that job offer, if it is not leading to PR, and you may require to get another LMIA or something else to get your PR, then just to reach Canada, spending this much of money is not really good situation. So I will not recommend this kind of thing. From my side, LMIS, if you are going into right kind of jobs, priority jobs which are leading to PNP, or whenever you are doing this kind of contract for your LMIA, it's better that you first analyze whether you are going to get PNP with that or not. And in the entire package, you can keep that entire money, whatever I am paying, is for the complete process till my PR. You can do a deal like that as well. And in that case, everyone knows, and it is quite clear that you are willing to get PR through this LMIA. If it is not happening, in that case, you are not going to take LMIA. So that is the idealistic scenario. Second thing is, there are other programs as well, just like caregiver program. So with that as well, directly from outside Canada, you can get your complete PR. But for that, you require to have some kind of experience related to caregiver. If that is there, in that case, you can get PR for yourself and for the entire family as well. So that is also a good solution. But number of seats for caregivers every year are limited. 4 to 5,000 overall seats are going to be there, and the process is entire process takes approximately 1 year of time. So you can go for these type of programs as well. Otherwise, if these idealistic scenarios are not there for you, asylums, I'm already saying that asylum is not the best scenario, and 1/3 of the people are going to finally get their asylum approved. Other side are going to be not in a good situation after the refusal of their asylum. So that is one situation. Asylum, I do not really recommend that. LMIA, be careful with the LMIA, because ultimately, if you are not getting the right LMIA, which is leading to PR, or it is giving you 50 points for your PR, or you are not taking the job offer in Alberta Accelerated Tech Pathway, which is giving you PR from outside Canada, if that is not happening, or caregiver program, which is giving you PR directly, If that is not happening, in that case, LMIA is also not a good solution. And in future, rules can be stringent as well for LMIA. So you may be in a poor situation after getting the LMIA or after paying the advance. So be careful in the LMIA situation. And if it is ultimately leading to peer, then it is an ideal scenario for you, and then you can get it. There is no problem in that. In that case, your investment will be worth, and you will ultimately get your PR done. Third option which is left is Canada study visa. So even if you go on visitor visa, we discussed, there are three options in that. One is, even if you get visitor visa, you reach Canada, you once you submit application for asylum, then you go towards work permit through LMIA. And third option is study visa. You can convert your visitor visa into study visa as well. So ideally you should convert it into study visa, and you do not require to apply for visitor visa to get your study visa. You can get your study visa from outside Canada as well. There is high probability for this. So ideally you should apply for your Canada study visa from outside Canada. Most number of seats are available. Most number of people enter in Canada through study visas. 3.5 lakh people, 4 lakh people approximately each year enter in Canada through study visas. Last year as well, a lot of people enter in Canada. And right now in this year, most number of seats are available for study visa. Although there is a system of provincial attestation letter, PAL, still seats are available in almost all the colleges and universities. And the reason for that is right now less number of students are applying for Canada study visa. Is it the right time to enter in Canada? Yes, it is the right time. In stock market, there is one situation when the market is low, that is the best time to buy the stocks. It is like that. When Canada is having less number of applicants, this is the right time to apply for your visas, whatever visa you want to apply, because you are going to enter in Canada when less number of people are entering in Canada. Whenever you are completing your study and your experience, least number of people will be completing their study and completing their experience that time. And they when you will become eligible to apply for your PNP or your PR, that time the competition will be less. So you compare this situation with COVID situation. In 2020, least number of people enter in Canada. 2021, more. 2022, even more than 2021. 2023, most number of people enter in Canada. So in this particular scenario, see the trend. Similar kind of trend can happen right now as well. In 2024, least number of people enter in Canada. 2025, little bit more. 2026, little bit more. And 2026, 2027, even more than that. So this kind of trend can be repeated, could be repeated in future. And this is the right time to enter in Canada. Whether we are going for September intake, for January intake, it is fine. Whether you are entering in Canada through LMIA, right kind of LMIA, the way I suggested, in that case, it is also fine. And if you are entering and getting asylum, this is not the right time to apply for your asylum, because most number of people have applied for asylum in a fearful situation that happened this year. Last year, Canada was changing so many rules. There was housing crisis, and many people were worried whether they are going to get their PR or not, because many people, and because of the data revealed by IRCC, and because of the number of changes IRCC did in last 1 year. So it was quite evident that what is happening in Canada. Through numbers, everyone got to know about it. When the emotions are against something, then everyone run away from those kind of situation to save themselves. So most students, work permit, people on work permit and people on visitor visa, they went for asylum in this particular year, and this is not a good scenario for people who try to apply for asylum. Earlier used to be like 1 lakh people had 1 lakh people could have asylums in 1 year, and usually 70, 80, 90,000 people used to apply for asylum, and they got it easily. Right now 1 lakh seats are there and 4 lakh applications are there. Everyone is not going to get asylum. So this is not a great situation. Still, your probability will be there that you are going to get your asylum, maybe 30%, 40%, 50% maybe, but not everyone is going to get asylum. So it is not a great scenario. Ideally, you should change your visitor visa into either work permit or study visa. That is the best scenario. And you may be thinking that it is a spending on me, it is a cost on me. If you think about your lifespan with what you are going to spend in Canada and how much you are going to earn in Canada, if you compare the spending with that, it is just going to be whatever you are going to earn in 1 year. So you can spend your you can spend your 1 year of earning at least for your future, and if it is going to give you a safe future, in that case you can spend that money on your LMIA or on your study visa. That is the ideal straightforward scenario. So category wise, I feel that the best category, I still say, and safest category, straightforward category is study visa, and second category is then LMIA. If you are on visitor visa, then it is better, because inside it is good to get LMIA. It is better to get LMIA. It is straightforward, quicker to get LMIA as well. And then if you are on, if you don't have visitor visa, then you apply for LMIA. That is on third number. Then asylum is the last. So that's how you can proceed for your LMIA application. That's how you can proceed for your visitor visa application. That's how you can proceed for your any application. So category wise, the safest straightforward method is study visa. You should proceed with that. But LMIAs are not absolutely finishing. That is not the scenario. It can happen in future, but right now LMIAs are available, offer letters are available. PR from outside directly may not be available. There may be one or two options which are available. I have already shared the options. Alberta Accelerated Tech Pathway is one option, or if you have really great CRS score, which is not possible in most scenario from outside. So right now the cutoff is 525, 550. That is not possible from outside. People who are inside Canada will only get this kind of CRS score. From outside, this is not really possible. So it is not going to happen from outside. You need to take a chance with Alberta Accelerated Tech Pathway, caregiver program, healthcare related options. Otherwise, it is not going to happen. So that was related to LMIA. Whether LMIAs are finishing? No, LMIAs are not finishing. But rules are getting stricter every now and then, every year. So they are doing it to decrease the number of temporary residents. And once the problem is resolved, if it happens in future, this housing crisis and everything, in that case, number of applicants who could enter in Canada will increase in future for sure. But Canada needs to relax a bit. Canada needs to decrease the number of temporary immigrants a bit. USA has done it, UK has done it, Australia has done it in last 2 years, 3 years. Australia has done it. Australia has given so many refusals. New Zealand has done it. So these countries, they require immigrants. They know that they are dependent upon the immigrants to run their economy. They know that, they understand that, but they understand that if there will be housing crisis, then governments are going to collapse. So they cannot allow these type of things to happen. And they just take temporary measures to decrease the number of temporary immigrants in their country. And then they ensure that temporary immigrants should leave the country as well after spending money on the study. So after giving money to the universities on these countries, and after spending this much of money, then if you are working in a great profession which is of great use for that country, then stay, otherwise leave. So they want you to leave as well. So that is the scenario. If you are in routine jobs, then they want you to leave. If you are in great kind of jobs which are on higher tiers, they want you to stay. So that is how all the countries prepare their immigration policies. USA has done it. So you can keep on increasing your work permit again and again and again, but just you need to take a sponsorship from an employer. Similar kind of thing can happen in Canada as well. They may have a PG work permit policy in which if you are having a good job with a good employer and the job is priority job and higher knock profession, then you can stay in Canada for next 5 years, 7 years, keep on increasing your work permit and keep on extending your work permit, and you can keep staying in Canada as well. So this kind of policy can be there with your PG work permit. So recently there was a survey related to PG work permit, and this kind of policy can be there in future, that initially you will be getting 18 months of work permit or 2 years of work permit later on, and in priority professions you may be getting 3 years of work permit, 4 years of work permit, or 5 years of work permit, and later on you can extend your work permit as well, so that until unless you get your PR, you can keep staying in Canada. So this kind of scenario can be there. The similar scenario which is there in USA, similar kind of scenario can be there in Canada as well. So same, if you have done masters, scenario can be different. If you are in STEM related program, scenario can be different. If you are in skilled jobs, scenario can be different. If you are in healthcare, construction, scenario can be different. So in all the priority professions, scenario can be different. But if you are not in priority professions, in that case you may not be able to extend your work permit. and you may require to leave Canada. So that kind of scenario can also happen in future related to PG work permit. So try to get a job in priority professions so that you make it easier for you to extend your work permits. First of all, you make it easier to apply for your PNP. You make it easier for apply for your Canadian entire PR. So if that happens, if you are able to get a job in priority professions, it is always going to help you. You can go towards construction, you can go towards healthcare, you can go towards skilled trades as well. So these priority professions are in priority for last many years. So these are safe jobs you can consider. Let's take a few questions and then we will close the live session. Okay. How the boss, Jitendra? Yeah. Everyone is good. Everything is good. Thank you so much for asking. Any questions here? Okay, I am MCOM Ashwin. I am MCOM graduate. Currently, I am working as a caregiver at a care home in Bangalore. I have been working as a carer for 5 months. Which course is best for me, management or medical program? Ideally, you should go for a medical program. You can change it there as well. Just like personal support worker, you can go for it. Or we can try for direct PR for you as well, and we can submit your profile for the same. If you get direct PR, means caregiver PR, in that case, you can enter in Canada. As soon as you enter in Canada on border, you will get the PR for the entire family. But there are limited number of applications. We need to be really proactive for this application. You can go for that. Or to keep an option in hand, we can apply for study visa as well. And we can go for proceed for both. So one application is temporary visa application, which is study visa, and parallelly we can apply for caregiver program as well. And if you get approval for caregiver, in that case, no need to go for your study visa application, and you can ask for the refund from the university and directly enter in Canada for on your PR. So we can apply for both the things together. If you get approval for caregiver, then it will save a lot of time and money for you. And direct PR, that is a great thing. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nansab, and thank you for joining. Any other questions? If you want to share your profile, you can share your profile on 92 This is my mobile number. I am going to pin my mobile number on top, and you can share your queries and you can share your details on this number as well. And if you want to have any consultation related to any kind of program in Canada or medical, we can proceed for your application. Medical, this is not the stream for medical, but if you have anyone who's known to you, wants to do MBBS in Canada, in that case, MBBS in Georgia or Russia, outside India, basically in low cost, in that case, we can proceed for their application as well. There is a different channel for that, medical. So the name of the channel is Globexa Immigration Medical. So you can follow that channel as well. If you have anyone who has completed NEET, qualified NEET, but wants to go for MBBS outside India, not getting admission in India in a good university, or the cost is higher, they can complete MBBS outside India in Georgia, Russia within 30 lakh rupees. So that option is there. If you go on MBA from India, can we change our course either in early childhood education or healthcare programs? If you are single, in that case, you can do it. There is no problem in that. But if you are married and if you are getting your spouse upon work permit using this MBA, later on, whenever we are going to extend permit in any kind of scenario, in that case, your husband may be in trouble, or husband or wife. So your spouse may be in trouble in that scenario. So if you are unmarried, we can do it. There is no problem in that. You can change your DLI. I have made a specific video about how to change your DLI. So we can secure your admission in MBA, and we can apply your visa with this MBA. You reach Canada with this MBA, but we secure admission in a different program, suppose early childhood education. So we will secure admission in early childhood education as well, secretly. No one will get to know about it. Even the border officer here and anyone here in India or in Canada while entering in Canada. So once you enter in Canada, get your study permit, then we will get the refund from our MBA, and we will just join our admission, join our university or college where you got the second admission, early childhood education. That's how you should change your DLI. Not outside Canada, it should be done from inside Canada. Inside Canada. But after getting the permit, we can secure admission right now in both right now, but you are going to change it officially after entering in Canada. That's it. I hope I have answered. If you are married, in that case, do not change your program from a master degree to a PG diploma or UG diploma. That is not a good scenario for you. Also, there are master degree programs in healthcare as well. So, for example, there is a program in Trinity Western University, Master of Leadership in Healthcare, which is the specialization. So it has three specialization. One is business, second is healthcare, third is education. So you can change your specialization inside Trinity as well. So that will be easier for you. So rather than going for a UG level program, you can stay on a master level and still complete your healthcare program. There is no problem there. I am married, want to go with spouse and kid. So ideally, if you are able to get admission, we can apply for you. Just ping me on my WhatsApp number. We can get you admission in Trinity Western University. If you get admission in Trinity Western University, then internally you can change it. So we can get you visa with MBA. Later on, you can change it to MA leadership MA leadership in healthcare. If you are eligible in that, if we can get you visa with MA leadership with specialization in business. You can change just the specialization as well from business to healthcare. So again, you will stay on master level, but you will be completing healthcare program in that case. So you can do it, and it's not a problem. You can go to Canada along with your family. There is no problem in that. I have made a detailed video about this. No need to apply for spouse visa later on. No need to take any kind of risk, and you can apply for the entire family all together. There is no problem. And if your funds should be ready. So if your funds are ready, if you have, you mentioned that you have one kid. So ideally, apart from your GIC is $21,000. Apart from your GIC, you need to have $11,000 more available with your spouse, either in India, or you can send the entire money in Canada in the form of GIC. So rather than making a GIC of $21,000, you can make a GIC of $32,000. And with that, we can apply for the entire family together. So it is possible. There is no problem in that. We can proceed for the entire family altogether, and there is high probability of getting visa as well. So once you are applying for a master degree, and then you are applying with proper funds, proper financial capacity. In that case, there is high probability you are going to get visa along with the entire family, and there is no risk that whether your kid is going to stay with you, whether your kid is going to get visa or not, whether your spouse is going to get visa or not. No issue is going to be there. Everyone will be traveling to Canada together. So that is very much possible. You should try for it. You should go for it. Just funds are required. $11,000 extra will be required apart from your first year fee and GIC, and plus $11,000 for you particularly, where you have spouse and one kid. In that case, you require $11,000 more than the study visa application. So first year of fee, which is usually $18,000 to $20,000, then GIC $21,000 plus $11,000 for spouse and kid. You require this much of funds available with you. If that is there, we can apply for the entire family. There is no problem. You can get visa as well. Any other questions? What is the license program? What is the license program for person support? Okay. Usually for many healthcare related programs, there are small licensing programs. For example, 1 day of training for CPR. So that kind of licensing exams are there. So sometimes it is 1 day, sometimes it is 1 week, sometimes it is 3 months. So these type of programs are there. You need to complete those programs to join any job. For a social support worker, personal support worker, you require 1 day of training and you will get the license. It is a CPR training, I believe. If you get that, in that case, you can simply proceed for your job. There is no problem in that. It can be done easily, and you can proceed for your job after that. So it is possible to join healthcare profession, and even if you don't have any experience in healthcare, still you can join healthcare profession because just like nursing, just like pharmacy assistant, for that you don't require proper education as pharmacist, so you don't require that. You can take license and you can start working as pharmacy assistant, or you can go for person support worker, or you can take administrative job in healthcare as well. If you are taking administrative jobs as well, which is not clinical in any sense, like you are there as a clerk, you are there as any assistant or administrative assistant or something of this sort, so you are doing some paperwork, this type of things where you are not clinically doing something in healthcare. In that case as well, you will be eligible to apply for your healthcare priority stream in all the provinces, and you can get PNP through that as well. So all the time you don't require to do clinical kind of job in healthcare. You can be an administrative job as well, and you can still get your PNP in healthcare. So rather than becoming a healthcare professional where you need to do something clinically or you require a license, you can enter in that profession where you don't require these type of things, where you need to do administrative work. Later on you can understand what kind of jobs are there in demand, and you can take support from people who are inside that hospital, and they can also help you in preparing for your PNP application. So that becomes an easier way for you to enter in the profession, and once you are inside, you know that things are going to be far easier for you. Is it possible to do license program when you are in open work permit? Yes, definitely. You can do all the licensing programs whenever you are on open work permit. There is no problem in that. You can study or give the exams. You can do complete your licensing exams as well on your open work permit or on your visitor visa as well, or even if you are on study visa. So you can do these type of studies which are of less than 6 months. You can complete them. There is no problem. You don't even require a specific visa for it. You don't require a study visa for it. On any visa inside Canada, you can complete this type of licensing exams. For example, you can enter in Canada, you can take license of trucking, and then then it leads to LMIA, and you get LMIA for trucking as well. So people enter in Canada, get the license for trucking, and so that is also a licensing exam basically. But you are able to do it even on visitor visa. People are able to complete the entire process within 3 months to get the license. Similar way, you can complete other licensing exams as well, where you just require to take exam and prepare by yourself at home. Sometimes you need to go to some particular location to complete the exam. Sometimes for security exam, sometimes for personal support worker, different kind of things are there. So you can complete your licensing exams on any visa in Canada. There is no problem. Any other questions? PG work permit rules will be applicable for current master's students. So first of all, there are no changes in PG work permit rules still now. So even if there is going to be any changes, those will be announced. Right now, everyone is just having the assumption. I am having my own assumption. You are having your own assumption. Everyone has the same kind of sheet and information available. So if you are mature enough, you will be able to understand it is just a survey, and everyone is twisting the same survey as per their comfort. Simple. So I am having different kind of opinion, maybe positive about Canada, and maybe may give you different opinion from my side, and you may be negative about Canada and Canadian government and IRCC, and you can get different kind of conclusion from your opinions. So right now nothing is clear, and ideally what should happen? Ideally it should not be applied for people who are inside Canada already. That is the ideal scenario. But can Canada take any step which is not idealistic? Yes, Canada can take step which is not idealistic. Earlier also they have done it. That's why I am not speculating anything. I am bit fearful about this fact, because when they applied for spouse open work permit, when they applied new rules for spouse open work permit, they didn't allow existing students to apply for spouse open work permit irrespective of what kind of visa they are on right now in Canada. So they didn't leave these people. So that's why I am not really confident about Canadian government right now. What they can do any kind of shit, to be really fair. So they have done it earlier in the case of spouse open work permit. They didn't do it in last many years. I have followed everything closely, but recently they have done it for spouse open work permit applications. So they can do any kind of thing, and I am not really positive about it. So it can it should it be done for existing students? No, ideally it should not be done. But can they do it? Yes, they can do it, because they have done it in past. Recently, for spouse open work permit in this particular year only, same immigration minister was there, same IRCC was there, they have done it. So can they do it again? Yes, they can do the shit again. Yes, it is possible. But again, everyone is having their own opinion. You also have the same survey sheet. I also had the same survey sheet. So you can have your own opinions with that. I also had my own opinions, but nothing is clear to anyone. No one knows what is going to happen. But what can be done according to your opinion? So if you are completing your program, keep doing your program. I feel that things are going to be changed the way they are happening in USA. So there will be some PG work permit, even if it is going to be applied for existing students. They are not going to say that you are not going to get PG work permit at all. It cannot happen in any kind of scenario. It is not going to happen. So this is, I am 99.999% sure that they cannot say that if you are doing any random damn program in Canada, there is no PG work permit at all. I feel that this is not going to happen. Or there can be really random scenario, really poor kind of programs. I don't think there are any really poor kind of programs available where they can say that there will not be any PG work permit with this particular program. I don't think so. There can be a rule that everyone is going to get at least 18 months or 2 years of work permit. During this duration, you need to get a job in priority sector. If you are in priority sector in STEM or something, whatever priority sectors we have discussed already in this session, healthcare, construction, blah, 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 skill trade. If you are working in this kind of things, in that case, your work permit will be extended 2 more years. It will be extended again 2 more years. This way, there will be a great period, great thing for Canada, because even if people keep on staying in USA, even after not getting, even if they are not getting their green card for 10 years, they are staying in USA. But to stay in Canada, there is no such method. So if Canada has this kind of policy of extension of work permit in any scenario with a particular kind of job, in that case, it will be in favor of Canada, because then people will stop crying about the PR, quicker PRs, because they know that if they are in some kind of profession, they can keep staying in Canada, and Canada will get a better chance, better time to give PR. So this is going to be a better scenario for Canada. Then they will require to adopt this kind of system where people know that they don't require LMIA. So they are coming on study visa. They are spending 30,000-40,000 in the entire process. Even after entering in Canada, if they are not able to get their PR or PNP within 3 years of PG work permit, then they know that it cannot be extended without LMIA, and their future is gone. Their investment is gone. Their Canadian dream is gone. If that happens, that is a really poor scenario for them. Similar thing happened in Manitoba as well. Similar thing happened in Ontario as well. So people are protesting against it. So if they have an option, if they know that if we are not going to get PNP in five years of duration, 2 years of study, 3 years of work permit, still if we don't have an option to get PNP, we can stay in Canada without getting the LMIA. And LMIAs are mostly sold, means you need to pay heavy amount for it. So if they have an option to extend their work permit, if they are not getting the PR, that is going to be a great solution if Canada is going to implement that. If they do that, in that case, people are going to stop crying, because they know that ultimately sooner or later they are going to get their PR, but they have an option to stay relevant and stay in Canada. And they will now, it will push people to find jobs in priority professions, because ultimately if they need to extend their work permit, then they will have to be in priority profession. So it will resolve so many issues altogether if they are going to implement this kind of thing the way USA does, the way UK does. UK ultimately doesn't give PR at all, so their scenario is absolutely different. In USA as well, people don't get PR for many years. Means for Indians, I believe it is 15-20 years they are going to get green card like that. And if they are going to implement this, in that case, asylum seeker applications are going to be decreased as well, because if I know that I have an option to stay in Canada on work permit and I can extend my work permit as well, in that case people will not be worried about going people don't want to take asylum in most cases, when they know that they can extend their work permit. And if they stay in priority jobs, they are going to get PNP, they are going to get PR, they will be able to extend their work permit. So this is what I am assuming that they should do it. I don't know whether they are going to do it or not, but I feel that this is going to happen. In some kind of studies, they can simply say that that IRCC is going to give you 3 year or even 4 year of work permit. So you are going to have longer work permit. So it is going to give you it is just like giving punishment for the wrong things and giving you benefit for the right thing. What are the wrong things coming on really generic kind of programs, and what are the right things coming for the good program, priority program. So if that is happening, you will be benefited with that. So it is quite evident that Canada wants to bring people on priority professions rather than in generic kind of program where you suffer to find a job, where you suffer to then get your PR, and then you cry for your PR, protests happen, those kind of things happen. So this is my assumption, my opinion. Your opinion, others' opinion can be different. But can they stop work permit for everyone? No, they are not going to stop work permit 99.99%, but it can be decreased for few professions and few programs. But later on, there will be an option to extend that. I feel that that is going to happen in September or somewhere down the line in this particular year. I heard Trump is going to give PR to skilled students. So this is again, most of the people who are there on work permit in USA, most of the Indian people are there. And because USA has this policy that every country has similar numbers, it is not as per the number of people from a particular country. It is as per the number of as per the country. So each country has similar share to get their green card. So if you are going from Pakistan, you also have the same number of slots. From India, same number of slots. If you are going from Vietnam, same number of slots. From China, same number of slots. From all the countries, same number of slots are there. But it is not in the proportion of people from a particular country. For example, India and China must have the largest number of blocks, largest number of seats to get the green card. That is not there. So, and Indians are mostly working in skilled trade. Indians are mostly working in STEM, and they are running the economy. They don't want these people to go out, definitely, because most of the CEOs you can see they are Indians. They don't want these people to go out, and they want to make a path for them to stay in USA, because ultimately, if Canada is recently announced that they want to have H-1B people, visa holders to have work permit, easy work permits in Canada. So they want these STEM holders, these STEM background people to enter in Canada and become the workforce in Canada. They want to attract more IT companies in Canada, and they want to nurture this kind of company, this kind of sectors in Canada, which is not really huge. It is there, but not really huge. So when Canada is calling the people from USA, these people on H-1B, then if ultimately they don't want to leave, but if they don't have an option to live in USA, they are going to live to some other country, maybe Dubai, maybe Qatar, maybe Canada. Canada is the closest safest option. So ultimately, they are going to go to some place. Otherwise, their life is not absolutely, but almost ruined to get green card. That's it. They are just staying there and having headache every day that whether they are going to get green card or not, when their application is going to be approved, what is going to happen in their future, when they will be able to call USA their home, till when they are going to stay as temporary resident, which city they should make their home. So there are, until unless you get PR in a particular country, you are not settled at all, and you don't even begin many things. Just like you can't start your own business, you can't do that. So even for the smallest things, you are dependent upon the permissions and government policies. One government says that we are not going to give you anything. Another government, another party says that we are going to give you everything. So there are so many conflicts, and based on you can't even vote, and they are deciding for you, and ultimately they are deciding everything. Your life is stuck. So basically, your life is ruined just to get your green card, and which is going to take 15-20 years. and that is not an ideal scenario. You don't have multiple lives that you, okay, let's spoil this life to get green card, and next life is going to be sorted. It doesn't work like this. So even though they don't say anything, still this is not an idealistic scenario. Even though Trump is saying uh, there is Trump is against immigrants. uh, Trump is saying so because he also knows that to get the sentiments in his favor to win the election, he require people in his side, but he require these people as well, these immigrants as well, to run the economy. So Canada also knows this, USA also knows this, UK also knows this, Australia also knows, all the country knows all those things. But ultimately they will have to win the sentiments of the people as well to win the election. So that is also there. Everything is political, but life is stuck. People's life is stuck in this particular scenario where different parties have different kind of opinions for immigrants. So uh, Canada is attracting people from outside, even from USA. Even Trump is saying so, but everyone is not going to get it. If they make a really strong policy, okay, and they make big changes in the policy to give green card, just like I mentioned that seat should be in the proportion of the people from a particular country. Suppose 50% of the immigrants are there from India, then 50% of the seats for Indians. If that happens, in that case, it is going to become a favorable situation. Otherwise, I'm not sure how many people are going to get PR. And even if they promise, who knows whether they are going to keep their promise or not. So until unless they deliver, we don't know what is going to happen. So this is my opinion about Trump saying something, because they say so many things, but ultimately they don't run the government. There are many big officials who are going to suggest and who are going to stop or start the policies. It is not easy. It is not that easy to change the policies. Okay, any other question? Skill Development Council, Canada assessed certificate from outside Canada is recognized to do PSW or healthcare job directly. I'm not really sure about it. So if they are going to recognize any your job and your certificate, if that happens, you may be able to work directly. But it is not a big task to clear that exam. It is just a one-day job. You can easily clear it. There is no problem in that. Many people have done it in my circle as well. You can also do it. There is no problem. Don't worry about it, and you can proceed for this particular program. You can enter in healthcare sector in some professions quite easily. Administrative jobs, PSW. So you can enter in these professions easily. There is no problem in that. You can get the license easily as well, and it is not a really big task. If you could provide detailed video on these programs and names and license of program, I need to check for that, because until unless you have done it by yourself, getting knowledge from online sources, it is like a bookish knowledge. I don't want to provide that. So let me find someone who is in healthcare and who can give us a clear idea. If I find something, let me note it down. If I find something, I will surely give you healthcare related options to get your PR. Visit visa to study permit without IELTS option, please. Uh, can you change from visit visa to study permit without IELTS? Yes, it is possible. But in idealistic scenario, in the best scenario, to give yourself the best chance to get your study permit, my recommendation is to complete the requirement for SDS. What is the requirement for SDS? You should, one, pay first year of fee. Second, keep the GIC or the equivalent amount of GIC in your savings. So that is second. Third, have IELTS or PT score which is overall 6 or PT 60. If you are making this criteria meet, if you are meeting this kind of criteria which are for SDS, then there will be high probability of getting visa. Otherwise, even onshore visa can be refused. So whatever is possible for you, if you are able to pay GIC, pay it. If you are able to pay first year fee, pay it. If you are able to score good in IELTS, overall 6 at least, do it. PT 60, do it. It is the ideal scenario for you. If you don't do it, in that case, for example, when you applied for visitor visa, we didn't submit anything to prove that your English is good. then without submitting without submitting IELTS or PT score with your application, if we submit your application, can we do it? Yes, because it is a non-SDS application. We can do it. There is no problem in that. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. But when visa officer has your application in hand and has no clue about your English proficiency, then how visa officer is going to judge whether you will be able to complete a program in English or not? So your learning ability will be a big question mark in that scenario. So in ideal scenario, in best scenario, my recommendation is to apply your study permit. Even if you are in Canada, still you should apply for your study permit using your IELTS or PT score. If you are not submitting that, in that case, there can be a big issue with your application. It can be refused. Also, let me tell you one more thing. Your application is going to be processed from your home country, even if you are inside Canada. It may be you may know about it or not, but whenever we submit your application, there is a update. It happened, I guess, last year or this year sometime. Even if you are submitting application from inside Canada, your application is getting processed in your home country. So same visa officer who is assessing the applications of under SDS category from the home country, that same visa officer is checking the application from Canada as well. So even if you are inside Canada, your application is coming to your home country for the assessment. Even when we submit the application, there is when we submit application, we need to submit what is your current location. It is Canada, but ultimately the application is going to come to India. And whenever we select the option in the GC key, there is step-by-step option to select. In that as well, we have to select the home country, but in the immigration form we mention your current country is Canada. So ultimately your application gets processed in your home country. That will happen. And I will not recommend to take any risk, because in visa application it was not mentioned or justified that your English proficiency is great until unless you have completed your education in some foreign country like UK, USA, Australia. If that is not there, that kind of education is not there, where it is absolutely proved that you completed your previous education from a great institute and medium of instruction was English. In that case, if that kind of proof is not there, do not submit application without IELTS or PT. It will become a great risk for you. What about prerequisite? Prerequisite, everything remains same. Even for admission, everything remains same. Even for visa application, everything remains same. So you need to justify your financial capacity as well. You need to justify your eligibility as well. You need to get admission in the same way. Even if you are inside Canada, eligibility of the college or university doesn't change. You still require to get admission. You still require to get admission with the same criteria of someone who is outside Canada. So it doesn't matter whether you are inside Canada or outside Canada, admission criteria remains same. Then for visa application, if you are not paying the first year fee, can you apply without paying first year fee? Yes, you can do it. But even if you do it, then you need to justify your financial capacity to pay the remaining fee. Then if you are not paying GIC, you need to justify your financial capacity to survive in Canada as well. So you need to provide alternate for everything for visa application, and eligibility for admission remains same. So that's how you apply from you convert from visitor visa to study visa. I always say that do not apply for visitor visa if you are ready to apply for study visa. There is no requirement of it. Do not risk your application by applying a visitor visa application. If you got it, that's fine. Still apply from your home country. No need to travel to Canada. You are not getting special benefit in that scenario. So your application will be processed in your home country. It will come back to your home country, and it is going to be processed in home country only. So my recommendation is to apply from your home country. Even if you have visitor visa, applying from the home country and travel to Canada with your study visa only. That is my recommendation. Anything else? Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining. I have shared my number. I am writing it again. 92 429. So this is the number. You can ping me on my WhatsApp number for your queries, and you can call me on this number as well. Kulwant, please call me. I dropped a message to you from my number. Please call me after this call or whenever you are free. I need to discuss a few things with you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session, and see you next video, next live session. Thank you so much.